Hi, I'm Nick Danton, and welcome to the Consumer's Advocate, the one and only place where you will find the top wealth advisors as they share their secrets of protecting, preserving, and growing your wealth. I've got a great guest for you today. I've got Coach Pete D'Arruda. Coach Pete, how are you, man?
Good to be here, man.
So, I know you pretty well, obviously, but let's get into it for a second. Why do people call you Coach Pete?
Well, I help people, and I help people learn financial techniques. I also help other advisors educate their clients properly.
Awesome. Yeah, so I know you work with a lot of clients, but then you also have advisors as clients, and you're helping them to manage people's money better, which is
About
awesome.
50 advisors across the nation, and we have ongoing coaching and telling them about what's going on in the financial world.
Very good. So a true expert, an expert's expert. So tell our viewers a little bit about your background and your firm.
Well, a long time ago in school, I learned, a teacher told me, you don't have to have all the answers. You just have to know where to find the answers. And I've approached financial planning like that. It's a constantly changing field, Nick. So what we do each and every day, each and every week, we keep updating ourselves and our clients on all the different changes out there in the financial world.
Very good. Let's talk a little bit about your mission and how you got into the financial world.
Yeah, well, back when I had a paper route when I was 7 years old, so I learned finances real quick, and I would spend a lot of my money on candy on the route, and my mom always would say, the objective of money is that you have money and everyone else wants to get their hands on it. So I started protecting my money from 7th grade on after that. So.
That's awesome. And one of the things that I love about the way you work with your clients is that a lot of people don't understand, or they might be watching this and saying, I already have a broker or an advisor, and I don't need any help with that. But what most people don't realize is the person who helped you accumulate your wealth is probably not the same person you want to help you distribute your wealth. And I know you really focus on that. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, there's a big game going on now, and a lot of people have a control of your money. As advisors, they help you get to retirement, but a transitional phase happens then, and the advisor who got you to retirement probably isn't the same one that should help you get through retirement. We have something we call it the financial red zone. And if you're within 5 years of retirement or in retirement, you're in that financial red zone, Nick. So what you have to do, again, is protect your money, make sure you have tax protected, and also make sure you have fee protected accounts where your money's working for you and not somebody else.
Awesome. And what I want to talk about here is that, obviously you do this very uniquely. You have a really holistic approach to planning. But what you do is, what I like to say is, it's common sense, but not common knowledge. People, all this stuff makes sense, but they probably just haven't heard of protecting their principal and other things because it wasn't in the best interest of the broker or the other advisor who was just pushing product at them. Can you talk about that a little bit?
One of the most important things someone can do is have a forensic fee analysis done on their portfolio. So what's a forensic fee analysis? It's looking at everything you have and making sure that you're making the money and not somebody else. Isolating the fees, eliminating fees, expenses, and commissions as much as possible.
Excellent. And you told me some really neat stories about clients. Is there one you could share with us?
Well, there's one in particular that I can think of she was in her 40s, and she was an attorney, and she had lost a lot of money in the stock market in the 2007 crash. And so she told me she didn't want to go through that again. She wanted to know exactly what her income would be when she reached 65. Well, she's only 45 now. So we did a process, we call it solving for income. So she wanted $100,000 per year, at least, when she reached 65. So we were able to tell her how much money she could put in a plan that would grow her money guaranteed each and every year, that would give her $100,000 of income at age 65. Now, she stayed in the market with the leftover money, and so she'll probably have a lot more than $100,000 per year when she gets to retirement. And then if Social Security is still there, she'll be fine. But by solving for income, she's taken the worry out of living in retirement, and she's not even close to retirement.
Wow, that's so cool. And I know a big piece of what you're doing and working with clients like her is educating. You're kind of the financial professor, if you will. You teach through your book. I know you have. You can talk about that. Let's talk about your radio show. Let's talk about your think tank. You got all sorts of cool stuff going on.
A lot of stuff going on. We have the Income Planning Think Tank, and media goes to that site all the time. And it features different techniques to help people have income in retirement. We work hard, Nick. We work every single day for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And then we retire. And when you retire, you need income. Doesn't matter what the market's doing. You need money coming in, refilling your wallet each and every week, each and every month. We call that financial cruise control. And if you have the right system set up, you can take the worry out of living in retirement.
Absolutely right. And one of the things I think people really have to focus on and understand is that they haven't heard the concept of protected investments. That means the only thing that's at risk is actually the interest rate.
Yep.
Your money there is not at risk. And the best part about it is that your principal isn't at risk, is because if you're not earning money anymore, you can't get any more principal, right?
Absolutely. And a problem a lot of people are doing is they're going to, we call it a flight to safety. They're running to the banks. And banks know that, so they don't have to give a high interest rate. 1%, 2% in CDs, we call that losing money safely. And what does that mean? Well, if inflation is 3% and you're earning 2 at the bank, well, it's safe at the bank, but your buying power is going down. Therefore, you are losing money safely. So you can't have all your money in the bank.
Wow, and I know you do a radio show. You do a lot of radio shows all around the country. Tell us about those.
Yeah, we're on almost 100 stations nationwide, and each and every week we educate the listener on a new technique that's out there and also help them clear up some financial confusion and help them isolate financial gravity. What's financial gravity?
What is it?
It's the pulling down of your account balances by fees, expenses, commissions. It's financial gravity, and I do that each and every week. We have a series we call the Financial Lab, and in the Financial Lab we go over terms like financial gravity, and if you can identify in your own accounts some of these terms we talk about, you can eliminate things you don't need.
Very interesting. And finally, let's tell our viewers about your book.
My book is 7 Financial Baby Steps to a Ridiculously Reliable Retirement. It's a tongue twister, but what it is action steps, 7 steps that everyone must take to make sure their retirement's fine.
Awesome. And everyone who's watching this should definitely read that and check out the radio show and learn from the think tank. So I'm going to ask you to do something with a guy with as much experience as you have. This is going to be hard. But could you distill down some of your knowledge just into kind of one best piece of advice that you give people who are approaching retirement in that red zone in order to help them make solid financial decisions?
Make sure you don't have all your money in one place. And I know that's an overused cliche, but don't have all your eggs in one basket. Get a true plan put together and get a true income planning specialist on your financial planning team.
That's important. You used the word plan several times there, and I think it's very important. Look, we only get to plan our retirement once.
That's right.
Don't take the opportunity to mess it up on your own. I mean, because emotion is what most of us would get involved in when we're trying to manage our own money. You got to have an expert. Again, you only get one shot at this, so they need someone like you to do it. Well, that's awesome, man. After watching this, hearing it, I'm sure people are going to want to get a copy of the book and learn more about you. Where can they go?
Well, they can go to incomeplanningthinktank.com or give us a call at 800-661-7383.
Awesome, man. Coach Pete, great having you on the show.
Good to be here.
All right, man. Take care.